Good evening, folks. Robert Scott Perry talking to you from Portsmouth, Rhode Island, 2368 East Main Road. I've lived here all my life, not in this location, but right around here. I'm on YouTube today because it's the 2nd of November and we have about 48 hours till we all have to go and vote. I want everyone to vote. It doesn't matter who you vote for. Get out there and vote. It is so important that we show that we're out here. Somehow the people that rule us, the people on top, they forgot that we're here. They're only working for the tiny little percentage that pays them enough money to get them elected. Anyway, my name is Robert Scott Perry. I would like to be your next senator. Write my name in instead of Jack Reed. He puts it as John Reed, senator from Rhode Island. He's been in the U.S. Senate for years and years and does nothing. I would do nothing to get in the way of us being one of the most important places for producing defense-related technology, equipment and submarines. These things we've done since the beginning. Because Jack Reed was in the in the Army, a Ranger, people think that he makes a difference as to how much money we make from the Pentagon. That's illegal. They have to make their decisions based on what the best weaponry is, what the best decisions are. We happen to be very good at what we do in that area. I think I would do better at making deals than Mr. Reed. But aside from that, people worry about the money side of it. He hasn't paid attention to our Constitution. I have 72 videos discussing how much of an absolute failure he's been in both letting us know what our military is doing, having to do with moving its way into the civilian world, and how badly we have been as or our government has been at protecting our civil rights over the last 20 years or so. He was there over the last 20 years or so while our civil rights were destroyed. He signed some bills that were unbelievable. Jack Reed signed a Patriot Act 2 somewhere around 2004, precisely, actually, where they took the civil rights mistakes that they made in the first Patriot Act bill, and they made it worse. While Jack Reed was there, he signed the bill. He voted for it. Okay. I'm here because, particularly today, I'm asking questions of the President. I'm talking about what I would do as a senator if I was in Washington. One of the other things related to the kind of Family Guy attitude that I think I have towards things. I mentioned last time about a guy who found out that the guys carrying guns to their protests weren't going to get in trouble with the government, but the protesters who went against the banksters, the really rich guys, the occupiers, there was a plan to shoot them with our guns. So you can carry a gun around and protest the black president, but if you want to protest the white guys who were rich in Wall Street, forget it, they want to shoot you. Okay, that was one guy. He got in trouble because he hacked and found that out. We did that. We paid the money to investigate how to shoot the Occupy protesters. Well, guess what? Another guy on the internet did something wrong again. He got in trouble for doing something legal, which was passing on the information that this investigation, or this money had been spent to hire, the Pentagon hired this company because they wanted to shoot the occupiers, your sons and daughters. My son was safe. He believed in it, but he didn't protest. I didn't protest. We weren't in particular danger, and yet I feel in danger because they were planning on shooting those kids for putting up tents and protesting the rich people stealing from the poor. But when you protested a black president with a gun, you didn't get in trouble. That's what I want to talk to the president about. This other guy took the information, passed it on, made mistakes while he was getting in trouble for passing on the information, which was ridiculous. So everything that happened after that was after the government did something wrong by bothering this kid for passing on First Amendment knowledge of the fact that the government had spent money to shoot the occupiers. So you're trying to get the right to shoot the occupiers. Some occupier tells everybody about it, and you go to arrest him, President Obama? As a regular guy, I'm sorry. I'm not retarded when it comes to computers. I'm no great computer guy, but I understand computers, and this kid just put the information out that our Pentagon had spent the money to hire this company to figure out how to shoot the occupiers and to leave the teabaggers alone. So they wanted to let the teabaggers march around with guns. This is the cops now, the Pentagon cops. And they wanted to shoot the occupiers. I think there's something wrong with that. So I want to say to the president, why were you ready to shoot the occupiers for protesting the banksters' robbery, but the ones who were coming after you because of your race, they were going to get away with it? These are the people that are guarding you. I don't trust them. I trust you, President Obama. And if I replace Jack Reed, who signed off on all the things that you said in your 2008 campaign you hated, Jack Reed doesn't really stand with you. He votes the right way. He's not going to betray the party. But that doesn't make him a true American. When it comes to interpreting the law and how we treat each other, how the government treats us, our civil rights, Jack Reed seems an awful lot like a Republican to me. And the other thing is, speaking of Jack Reed not being like a Democrat, why, Jack, do you want to fight the Iranians? First of all, they've been there a lot longer than us. We did them a lot of harm. Before they became our enemy, we did things to them too. I'm not saying they're right, not at all. We are, I am us. I'm on our side. And we need to win, in one sense or another, every confrontation. But let's not have a confrontation with a country who we've already gone back and forth with, Jack. Iran is ready to make peace. They're ready to put away the bad weapons and bring the violence down. Jack Reed, why won't you make peace with Iran? I don't want another war. I personally don't want a war. As a senator, I will refuse to okay another war. We do not need any more PTSD soldiers walking around. We don't need to lose any more young men and women fighting for nothing. We need to fight for women's rights. We need to fight for children's rights, for human rights. Not for oil, not for money, and certainly not because you, Jack Reed, have some chip on your shoulder about the Iranians. I'm ready to make peace. Peace everywhere. And I mean peace. No war. No war. And by the way, Senator Reed and Senator Whitehouse, there will be no pipeline running through Rhode Island, natural gas or otherwise. No pipelines.